Oh, sweet baby Jesus. It's your boy, me, Michael. So today, I thought we'd play catch up, we'd chit chat, spill the tea, live our truths. And I'm also going to repot this new plant that I got, which is a little baby monstera. Yeah, a little baby. I hope you're all doing well. I'm trying to think of anything interesting that's happened in my life. So you're probably wondering, Michael, why are you surrounded by garbage? Well, welcome to my life. But outside of that, for the people that don't actually know me, my husband is renovating our kitchen, which has been a whole process. And we have ordered many, many things, including a new sink, a new faucet, cabinets, the whole shebang. So this guy is one of the bottom cupboard thingies that was in my kitchen. So let's talk about the interesting things that have happened to me lately. So, first of all, I feel like this pot is way too big for this. But I don't care. So, first of all, through the process of trying to renovate our kitchen, that means that we have a bunch of appliances that we no longer need. So, I said to myself, well, if your stove is no longer needed, then you should sell it. Which, side note, Craigslist is dead. It is all about Facebook Marketplace now. I decided to put up an ad on Facebook Marketplace for our stove, and I was also incredibly lazy, and I put in the ad, I'm not going to clean this thing. It's been around for a year. If you want to clean it, it's yours, $200. So I get a couple of responses, right? And the first one is this guy named Buddy. And he's like, oh, I'm super interested. Can I come and get it? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, sure, go for it. And he's like, all right, cool. I'll be there around 7 p.m. So I go about my life. 7 p.m. hits. He gets here. He is this tiny little Asian man with a thick accent. And he sees it, and he's like, this thing is so dirty. You should pay me $200 to take it. And I was like, pass. And he's like, haha, JK. So then, hold on. This is always the most delicate part. Oh shit. Look at the roots on that guy. Yeah, he's due for a bigger space. We're also gonna just break these up a little bit. Anyways, so, nice guy, whatever. And now, I'm a people person. I'm all about talking to people. I love to get to know people and learn about them and figure out how their brains work, right? Or what their life is like. Mostly because my life is so dull, so I love to learn about other people's lives. Now, he's dealing with the oven, blah, 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 and he's like, yeah, I work all the time. Oh, do you live by yourself? How long have you lived here? And I was like, oh, it's been about a year and my husband's inside. He's like, oh, that's nice, so you don't get lonely. And I was like, yeah, that is nice. And he was like, I just work all the time. And I was like, oh, what do you do when you're not working? And he's like, oh, I watch a lot of movies and porn. Oh, okay, so this is the direction that this conversation is going. Complete stranger Asian man. So I'm like, what kind of movies do you like? And he's like, oh, I like romance, and I like action movies. And I was like, okay, cool. And he's like, but I don't like Korean porn. And I was like, oh. He's like, yeah, I'm really into the acting, and they're not good actors. And I was like, okay, alright. He's like, I'm not into Korean porn, they're not good actors, European porn is good, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, sick. What do you enjoy? And he's like, oh, I watch everything. And I was like, alright, well, if he's willing to be this, upfront, what kind of porn do you enjoy? And he's like, oh, I watch everything. And I was like, alright, well, are we talking boys, girls, what? And now I assume he's talking about women, because why not? I just always assume that people are straight. And he's like, oh, I watch everything. And I was like, okay, alright, okay. I was like, well, what about in real life? And he's like, oh, I do whatever I want. And I was like, okay, alright. And he's like, but I'm too busy for relationships. People get so needy and blah, 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 blah. And I work too much. And I was like, alright, well, what if you found someone just to, like, take care of you, though? Like, what if there was someone that understood that you work a lot, but they also cook you, like, a nice dinner? And he was like, oh, when are you gonna cook me dinner? So I laugh. I just laugh it off. You know, nothing crazy, just some kooky guy, getting a little flirty. And he's like, what kind of movies do you like? And I was like, oh, I like horror movies. And he's like, oh. And I was like, yeah, there's actually a new Chucky movie, or Child's Play, that came out that I want to see. And he goes, so when are we gonna go see it? Oh! So he got game. He got game, he is not ashamed. Oh, look at that cutie. Look at that cutie. Pee-pee! There for right now. So he got no shame in his game. Which is legit. I can respect that. After he asked me to go to a movie with him, he then, what was it? He was like, but I'm too busy. I work too much. And I'm like, well, then you need a vacation. And he goes, oh, I do go on vacation. I actually go on vacation every couple of months. I go to Hong Kong because I love to have sex with strangers. There's something really sketchy about that to me. You want to have sex with strangers in Hong Kong? Better question, what are you doing in Hong Kong that you can't do here? Which leads me to believe that he's doing something illegal. I don't know what. I can't point fingers, but I will speculate. Child prostitution. I don't know, maybe he's into, like, weird, like, scary weird shit, like blood and vomit. Or death. What if he kills people in Hong Kong? Oh my god. What if it's like a Serbian film, except for it's in Hong Kong? So finally, after I've learned way too much about this strange little Asian man, he tells me, he's like, alright, well, I have to get going, thank you so much. And I'm like, this has been quite the experience, thank you. And he's like, so when are you gonna cook me dinner? You actually have my stove and oven, so I can't cook you anything. I hope you have a blessed day. I don't know why, every time I sell something on Facebook, something weird happens. The first time, I sold a pair of shoes to another Asian man who was dressed like a cowboy and told me that smoking is bad. Smoking cigarettes is bad, and he quit 10 years ago, and if I was smart, I would quit now. Which he's not wrong. Side note, the oven man messaged me later that night on Facebook Messenger and sent me pictures of himself dressed really nicely, and he goes, hey, find me someone who can cook me dinner. Have a good night, smiley face. So there are two things that I've taken away from this situation. A, I continue to attract weird people. B, I still got it. Someone other than my husband is attracted to me, and I will take that. So this has been a quick stories, video, replanting, potting moment brought to you by Camel Blues, Monstera plants, and Diet Coke. Bye.